right. I am seeing the folks from my room, so let's go ahead and begin the sharing portion. Let's take a few minutes and have a shared discussion using our very familiar 3 highlights, 2 connections, and a question. For this portion, can I have 3 speakers to share a highlight from your discussion?
I can start.
Thank you.
We were talking about how really when you think about with the integrated strategies that to maximize instructional time and student engagement, that's going to maximize student academic and especially those behavior outcomes, because when students are engaged, they are going to be behaving much better.
Thank you for sharing that highlight. Our group talked a little bit about that as well, and it made me think about the fact that if teachers could put one thing on their Christmas list in terms of instruction, it would be more time. And this chapter speaks to how they can redeem the time, so to speak. All right, I need more folks to chime in on a highlight from your group's discussion. Don't be shy. All right, guys, we've got great wait time, but the clock is ticking, so I think we will move on. If I can get 2 people to share some connections.
I can. I
Thank you.
just felt like I really made a connection when thinking about how unaddressed challenges in one area can lead to challenges in the other area. Talking about, academic and behavioral. It is so important that they're just so tied together that if we can really address the challenges in one area, sometimes the other area can take care of itself because they're so related. So, and success in one area can often lead to success in the other area as well.
Mhm. Thank you.
And that also goes and ties right into your classroom management and your classroom expectations and setting that up all from the word go. All that is so related.
Excellent. I was sharing with my group that reminded me of Harry Wong's book that was real popular when I first started teaching, that old sage advice is still applicable and even more so in the virtual setting. And I need one brave soul to share a fierce wondering that they had.
I guess my biggest question now is, with the way things are today, with the hybrid, the virtual, and all that, how do we go about getting our teachers more on board with all of this?
Thank you, Pat. Is there anyone from the group that would like to offer an answer to that question?
I'll be brave and say that's a struggle at our school. And I know that at the district level, the district doesn't have a clear idea of what MTSS looks like for us as a district, and that trickles down to the school. And so we're really struggling right now with any processes that we did have in place for RTI and behavior management. And now the district, in our second year of consolidation, we still don't have a clear idea of what it's going to look like moving forward. And so our teachers are truly struggling with feeling like this is one more thing we might have to add to our plate when we've already had so much thrown at us, I guess, for lack of a better way of saying it, with virtual and hybrid learning. And so this has really been a struggle for us to try and get people to understand this is a better way of doing things, not necessarily adding something, but trying to perfect what we know is best for students. And so I feel like that's kind of where we're coming from here. And it is such a struggle.
You are not alone in that struggle, Jennifer. Many people across the state, many districts are struggling with that very thing because it seems like a lot, right? But as I was reviewing this chapter, I think that for those of you that are on the call, to be able to take a couple of the nuggets that you got from there and find ways to bring that to the forefront by modeling or some other means, because oftentimes we tell them the what and the why, but the how piece is essential. Just like they talked about explicit instruction in here, it's the same thing when we're talking about our adult learners. So thank you. You're still muted, Bettina.
Sorry, my internet.
Oh no.
Uh-oh, I think
Sure,
we
and
lost her.
Ah!
No, she's there, but her internet must be going out. I can, oh, there she goes. I think. I can hop in if you need me to. I'll just hop in. Okay, so take a moment to look at pages 142 and 143. Page 143 shows an MTSS quick audit. This assessment of all tiers at once provides a simple means of identifying what is in place and what may be needed. We talked a little bit about that in my group. Although this tool is often used to assess the entire school, it can be used with specific grade levels or classrooms as well. Examining these practices will allow you to identify any gaps where practices are needed and practices that could be eliminated or replaced with more systematic, evidence-based practices. Okay. All right. So, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm back. But if
Okay.
you go ahead and finish that slide, and I'll pick up the next one. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. It happens. It's the technical world we're in. The SC-MTSS is a systems change approach to support schools in focusing on a strong core instruction, which promotes a high-quality education system where all students succeed. Tier 1 instruction refers to high-quality, evidence-based core instruction provided to all students. The instruction is expected to meet the needs of 80 to 90% of students in reaching grade level proficiency towards meeting grade level standards. Approximately 5 to 15% of students may need Tier 2 instruction in addition to core instruction. Hallmarks of Tier 2 instruction include immediate response to students' needs through more frequent progress monitoring, at least monthly, more intense instruction that targets students' needs, and increased collaboration among families, reading coaches, interventionists, classroom teachers, and other stakeholders. Approximately 5% of students may need Tier 3 intervention in addition to Tier 1 and/or Tier 3 instruction. Note that I said in addition to. Due to the specialized services needed in Tier 3, collaboration, coaching, and support among educators increase. All students may receive services in any tier given their academic and behavior need. It is possible to be in a specific tier, but not in another. And that's probably novel thinking for most places. Okay, so did you know that CASEL has sample lessons that demonstrate how academics and SEL can be integrated to ensure strong Tier 1 instruction in both areas? In our second breakout room discussion, we will use the following protocol to guide the small group conversation. You may want to take a picture of this slide so that you will have the discussion protocol available. So the discussion protocol, you will discuss how your school intentionally integrates an SEL focus throughout the school and within academics. You will review the CASEL lesson plan examples, discuss how do these lessons intentionally integrate an SEL focus, and discuss what could the integration of SEL and academics be like within your school or district. You will have 20 minutes for this process. And just like our first breakout room, be sure to select a facilitator, a timekeeper, and a speaker. And we will return in 20 minutes, which according to my clock is 4:49. Any questions before we head off to the breakout room? All right, find your link and head on over to the breakout room.
Ramona, was that me?
You know what? I don't even know. I just jumped right on in.
That was perfect because I was like, oh, I think that was me.
You know how we do. When there's a pause, we just jump right on in. I love it. All right, I'm going to give it a minute and then hop on over to my room.
My internet keeps going out and I'm using my cell phone, but I'm trying to get back on my computer. So
You're fine. You are fine. We got you.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to go on over to a room. wrong. It looks like all facilitators are back. I think we can go ahead, Audrey. She's not in here, that's why. I was looking at Allison's initials and thinking that was Audrey. Let me send her a message real quick. There we go. Now we only have, yep, they're popping in now. Awesome.
Thanks
All right.
for the reminder. Okay, here we go. All right. Well, we hope that you found the conversation beneficial and thinking about how SEL and academics can be integrated into your school and into your district. The South Carolina Department of Ed has also created a website completely dedicated to social emotional learning, and it has resources for parents, for students, for teachers, and for your support staff. And it includes the first 20-day lessons for integrating SEL in 4K through 6th grade. And although the first 20 days are way behind us, these could be wonderful for schools to utilize as they're transitioning back into 4 or 5 days a week instruction, or to use after the holiday break as everyone comes back, because it will be a different environment. And so they may find that beneficial to just building those competencies and also the classroom connections. There are also resources for middle and high school students to utilize as well. So I do ask that if your school or district ends up using them in the new year, will you please provide us with some feedback, because we'd love to hear how these have supported your students. And the website is listed there, sel.ed.sc.gov. So we also want to remind you of the modules that are available for MTSS. This module is specific to presenting the 3-tiered instructional model and oversees the research on successful implementation of that model. Also presented are recommendations for evidence-based practices from the What Works Clearinghouse Practice Guide, titled Foundational Skills to Support Reading for Understanding in Kindergarten through 3rd grade.
Okay, so let's again take a moment to reflect on the what and so what about the information presented in Chapter 4 and the discussions that we've been able to have this evening. Let's also think about the now what. Now what will you do in response to today's book study? So what actionable steps can you take to enhance MTSS in your school or district? So at this time, we'd like for you to take out 3 Post-it notes, or you can draw those 3 boxes on a piece of paper. And we want you to write 1 actionable step on each of the 3 Post-it notes, just like we've done in our times previous. So go ahead and start writing those actionable steps. And I'll give you a few minutes to do that. And just like we've done in other sessions, if you would please share one of your actionable steps in the chat, that would be wonderful. So go ahead and get started writing your steps. Okay, it's been about 2 minutes, so go ahead and pop over to the chat box and share with us one of the actionable steps you plan to take with the group. Thanks, Pat. Be more purposeful, intentional, and looking at the SEL needs of both our students and staff. Wonderful.
I'm going to give a shout out to Mr. Bellamy. He is an administrator and he was sharing some awesome ideas that he's using with staff and with his staff. And so if you have questions or want ideas, reach out to him. He's got great ideas.
Great step, Jennifer. Encourage teachers to have a virtual luncheon time with their students at home and their students in the classroom. This would give them a chance to connect outside of academic. Yeah. Yes, encourage to integrate SEL throughout their instruction, not just in isolation. Share that list of SEL books. Oh, that's wonderful, Jennifer. Great, well, keep them coming in the chat box. And we have a few reminders before we end today. For our next book study session, our next one is on January 14th, so after the holidays. And we will be reading chapter 5 and using the Stop, Caution, Go protocol to guide our breakout room discussions. So in a few moments, I will provide a preview to that protocol. As a reminder, complete domain 5 on the SAM tool. We would like to remind you of the additional opportunity to participate in Voxer, so you can sign up using that link if you would like to join us in those conversations. As you read chapter 5, to prepare for our next session, use the Stop, Caution, Go protocol to record your thinking. In the stop row, you'll record information that you will need to stop and think about. In the caution row, row, you will record what cautions you and you're thinking about considering implementing the strategies within the chapter. And in the go row, you will record information you will take off and go with immediately. Again, we'll use this protocol to guide our breakout room discussions. We have a link to the Stop, Caution, Go protocol on your digital agenda for easy access.
And I know we're getting really close to 5 o'clock. So as we wrap up, we ask that you take just a couple minutes to complete the exit ticket for today's session. The link is at the top of the digital agenda or for facilitator's guide, and the exit ticket will be used for documenting attendance at today's session. As a reminder, the South Carolina Department of Ed is hosting the Leaders Making Readers Summer Reading Camp Symposium on February 11th. This is a free full-day virtual event, and it provides districts with a variety of sessions designed to enhance summer reading camps throughout the state. So because of that, our book study is going to be rescheduled for Wednesday, February 10th. So please just adjust your schedule so that you'll be able to attend. Again, thank you so much for joining us. We hope that you have a wonderful holiday season and that you're able to stay safe and healthy. And we'll see you in 2021.